Hello guys, welcome to this course of AutoCAD 2D drawing for civil engineers mostly. In this course, I am going to try to teach you the basic uses and commands of AutoCAD, and I hope that by the end of this course, you will become a proficient user in AutoCAD 2D drawing. So I don't want to elongate my words too much. We're going to go through almost practically everything that AutoCAD has to offer. First of all, there are two versions of AutoCAD. There's the original one, which is just AutoCAD 2023, for example, in my case, which is the version, and there's the AutoCAD LT, the lightweight. There isn't a much difference between them. There's just some limited features in the LT version, but it's not necessary to have the original version. So first thing first, we're going to start with what do you see when you open AutoCAD. This is the user interface that you're going to see, this tab, this window right here. So to start your first project, your first drawing, you're going to want to go to this plus sign, or you can just press the new. It opens a new AutoCAD drawing format. I'm going to press it. Here we go. We got this tab. In this window now, we have this tab over here on top, which has different tools in it, which we are going to use. It has different windows such as insert, annotate, parametric, etc. etc. First things first, we're going to start by changing the units. You can either do this by pressing units on your keyboard and writing it, or just UN. So you can search it up units, you press enter, the units here will show this tab, which you can change. Now, depending on where you're from, what codes you use, that all depends on you. For example, I am from Europe. I'm going to be using meters, not inches, or centimeters, or millimeters. It doesn't matter. The type, it depends if you're going to be doing architectural, engineering, scientific, but in most cases, everybody uses decimal, as it's not a big of a deal. And you have these two types of specifying for the intensity of the lightning, but just leave it on international. The type of decimal degrees, you can change it based on where you're from. Where I'm from, we use decimal degrees, and the precision for it, how many zeros you want after the comma. I'm just going to leave these like this. I'm happy with it. You press OK. So now you're ready to draw. By using the wheel button up and down, we can zoom in and zoom out and zoom in. On this bar over here, we can change the size from which we want to see the project, but as we are mainly focused on the 2D part, we won't be using this too much because you can change from here, you can change into 3D. The most we will be using it will be just like this to rotate it. So my advice to you before starting to draw anything is to go to this AutoCAD logo on the top left corner. Open it. You have different kind of tools and modes that you can use here, and you have the quick bar on the top left as well. It's basically the same tools, pretty much. But in my advice, just go to the top left corner, AutoCAD logo, press in options. This page will open up. Now, my biggest advice to you is to the file type, the file save type. You want to change that to AutoCAD 2013 LT 2013 to the 2013 version. Why, you may ask? It is because once you save this drawing, once you're finished with the project, and you want to share with other people in your firm or in your school, and their computer has an older version than yours, which, for example, mine is 2023, the drawing may be messed up, or many cases they won't be able to open the drawing. But by using the 2013, every version can open your drawing. This is the number one important thing you gotta use. My second advice to you is to change the selection profile. So let me show you what I mean. So as you can see, I have a square box and four lines where I'm moving where I'm moving my mouse. Yours is probably going to be a lot smaller, the box in the middle, and the lines are going to be a lot bigger. So to change this, you go to options again, you go to selection, and you mess up with this. You mess up whatever you want, whatever is more convenient for you. Also the grip size, just because once you want to select, because if there's a lot of drawings, it's a messed up plan, you want to be able to select the lines or the polylines, the squares, the circles, whatever you want to use, you want to be able to select them without too much difficulties. So once you change that, you're ready to go and work. So what we're gonna do today is we're just gonna learn the basics. We're gonna go simple and we will advance to more advanced and complex drawings. This is the line option. With the line option, you can start drawing your first line in AutoCAD. So you press on the line button, or you can always use, which I always suggest you to use shortcuts. For example, for line, it will be L, and you just click space. Now I'm ready to draw. As you can see, the box on the middle has changed. That indicates that that I have a type of bar already selected to work. For example, in my case, it's the line. So it says specify first point. I want to specify my first point right here, for example. Now it says specify next point. I can draw now wherever I want. I can draw over here, wherever. And as you see, I have two options, which shows the length, like this, and it shows the angle. So, for example, I want a 2 meter line. I just type 2, and I want to change the angle. I press on Tab. As you can see, now this already switched to the angle mode, and I want it on 45 degrees. And I'll press on space. I'm sorry, not space, but enter. And as you can see, I've drawn my first line. Now I can continue to draw this line, or I can just press the escape key. Here we have our first line. Now I want to use the polyline tool, and I'm going to show you what's the difference between a line and polyline. So if I start drawing the line from here, 3 meters on this side, 0 degrees, it's going to draw this. And I can continue to draw. Now I'm going to do another one. 2 meters on this side with a 20-degree angle. Press on space, I draw this. And one more, 1 meter with 15, like that. So, what's the difference between a line and a polyline? Real quick, I'm going to grab the line option again. I'm going to draw down a line like this. It doesn't matter really. I'm just going to show you. So, if you want to select this part that we just drew, we're just going to select a segment of it, not the whole thing. If I would want to select a segment from this one, it will select the whole thing. That's the difference between a line and polyline. Polyline is a continuous line, no matter what direction or angle or length you type. While a line, it's different segments depending on what you draw. Now, we also have the selection box. There's two types of selection boxes. There's the one which you go from top left to the bottom right, which is the blue selection box, and you have the bottom right to the top left option. What is the difference between the blue and the green selection box? For example, I want to select only this part. If I use the blue selection box, as you can see, it doesn't select it. I will have to go through the whole segment. Now it selects it. But with the green selection box, I would only have to touch it and it selects it right away. For example, but I suggest you to guys always use the green selection box as it is more practical, but depends on what you're working. For example, I only want to select this polyline that we drew and this segment. I will use the green selection box. So I already passed through the polyline and I only want that part. And just click again. There we go. This is the part for the selection boxes. So I'm just gonna select them like this, all of those, or I can just select them all of them, but they have to be inside the blue box. And to delete these, you can press erase or press Ctrl Z to get them back, or you can press the delete key. Both work just fine. That is for the line and the polyline options, basics. I'm just going to learn the basics for now. We have a circle and we have different types of modes for the circle. Center radius, center diameter, 2 point, 3 point, 10, 10 radius, 10, 10, 10. Mostly we're going to use all of them practically, but the most important ones are going to be the center, the diameter, and radius. So we click on the circle, or you can just use the C for circle. Press on enter. As you can see, it says specify center point for the circle. I'm going to specify it right here. And now, originally, it's going to ask us for the radius. But if you want to change from radius, as you can see the yellow line that shows us it's the radius. But if you want to change from radius to diameter, we have this option down here. To not click it, we just use the shortcut as it's in blue, as it's highlighted with the blue letter. We just use D. We press on space. Now we have the diameter of it. We're working with the diameter and not with the radius anymore. So I want a diameter of 2. I press on 2 and click on enter. So if I use it again now, circle again. I start again, it's again going to start from the radius. It says specify radius of circle. If I press on 2, it's going to be bigger. Why? Because the radius is only the half. The diameter of this is 4. The diameter of this is 2. That's why. So I'm going to select. Now, for example, in this case, I want to select only this part. Can either go like this. Can just go like this, which is easier. I just want to select this bullet and I'm going to delete it. Another important tool in AutoCAD 2D drawing is the rectangle one. So we do that by selecting this toolbox over here, the rectangle. Or we can do it by just typing the shortcut REC for rectangle. It says to specify the first coordinate of the rectangle. So I'm going to specify right here, doesn't matter. We have the width and the length of the rectangle. I want a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 7 rectangle. 10 width and 7 length. I'll type in here 10 for the width. I can press select, or in this case I will have first to press tab to change to the length. I will press 7 and we press enter. Here we have a 10 by 7 rectangle. The other option is to use the area of the rectangles. So to do this, just select we type the highlighted blue letter, which is A, enter, and it says enter area of rectangle in current units. I will do a 20 unit rectangle, 20. It says calculate rectangle dimension based on length. We'll select it yes. It says enter rectangle length. I want the rectangle length to be 4. So as you can see, we have a 4 by 5 rectangle, which is 20 meter squared area. We can do this by checking out the dimensions. It's a 4 by 5 rectangle. These are the basic tools that we learned in the first tutorial, and we will advance to more and more tools, such as the modified toolbox here, where we have different tools. We will use the circle, we will use the polygon, the ellipse, and so many different kind of tools. Till we advance to the more advanced ones, such as the layer properties, the dimension modifications, the groups and blocks. Step by step, we will learn all of this in this course. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was understandable, first of all. If you have any suggestion for me, please leave it on the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe. I hope we can continue this journey and finish this course successfully. Thank you, guys.